Hi everyone, I wanted to kind of show you how I do a blind stitch. As the name indicates, you're not supposed to see it. Generally that means that you're not supposed to see it from the outside of the garment, although that's really impossible to do unless you've got a thick fabric like this. Now what I do, I've turned up my hem at 2.5 inches, and now I'm turning back about 3/8 of an inch on that hemline, the raw edge. Now what that's going to allow me to do is to, once I'm finished stitching along this folded line here, then I'm going to be able to, let me get you in the picture here, pull this back over, and then it'll all be hidden. So let's start stitching. I always like to start on a seam line, and I start in the seam itself. I mean in the hem itself, along the seam allowance, and I just take a little tack stitch after I've knotted my thread. And now I start on the garment side, pick up a thread. Now when you're in the seam allowance, you can go ahead and pick up a nice healthy swatch of that seam allowance on the hem side. But once you get into the garment side itself, pick up just a thread on the garment side, and then pick up a thread through the fold. Try to get it right through the fold, because that way that fold will lie flat when you press it. I don't know if you can see everything that I'm doing real well or not. My thread's getting tangled. Let's see if I can get you in closer. No, wrong way. Okay. Now I usually keep my thumb where my thread ended, and I like to space them about a thumb width apart, so that gives me a nice even stitch length. So I'll go to one side, the other side of the thumb, and then I'll move my thumb, pick up a piece on the garment side, pick up part of the fold, move your thumb. Now you have to get comfortable with which part of your thumb you want to use. If you're a very small person, you're like I am, you might want to use more of your thumb and have these spaced a little bit further out. But just pick a spot and continue on. It's easier for me to pinch right here so I can hold flat. Okay, now what we're seeing here on this other side, let me get my pin out. We see none of the stitches on the other side. Now we wouldn't see it because this was a highly textured fabric anyway. But when I push this over, now I've got a nice flat, invisible blind stitch, and it's truly blind. I'm just going to continue on with this. I don't know if you want to watch me go through the whole thing, but I might fast forward through it. So here we go. There. Now we've got to completely blind hem. Give it a quick press. Make sure you press your seams real well. That's the part when you turn up a cuff that really sticks out. So give it a good press. Make sure it's real flat. Now sometimes you might have to kind of ease the pant leg into the hem. It might be maybe 1/4 to a 1/2 inch narrower at the hemline. And they do that to accommodate a cuff turning under well, because you want your cuff to be a little bit narrower even, so it'll stay nice and pressed up. The cuff here is 1.5 inches, and we'll press that up later. Okay, that's a nice blind hem. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.